Hello students, welcome to this another session. I've just solved this NEET test 114 and I am with the analysis. Now this is one of the paper that has been a challenge even for me after so many days, after so many easy papers. This is actually a cracker of a paper. I've regarded 8 questions as tough. This the paper has many great concepts, many calculations. It's not going to be easy for an average NEET aspirants. I've regarded 18 as easy, 19 as medium. So going by my logic, 18 and 18, let's say if I do 18 and 8, let's say 26. So 26 means 100 and 100. I can say if you cross 100, you are decent in physics, and those who are very good can think of 150. But again, getting even 120, 125 in this paper for an average student won't be easy. So it's a paper, if such a paper comes in actual NEET, the cutoffs will, let's say, drop by 20-30 marks for sure from the last year for sure. So let's see what is it. Question number 1. If A be the radius of the first Bohr orbit and hydrogen atom, the radius of the third orbit. As you know, the radius is proportional to n square. So if it is A for first, the third will become n square, that is 9 times. 3 square 9A times. That is option B we will take. Next. The energy levels of a hypothetical 1 electron atom system is given by minus 16 by n square. So instead of 13.6, it is given as 16. Where n is 1, 2, 3. The wavelength of emitted photon corresponding to transition from first excited to ground level. So again, what you will say, the energy difference would be equal to 16 upon 1 by 1 square minus 1 by 2 square, and that would be equal to, that is in EV, that would be equal to 1240 by lambda. So lambda would be 1240 upon 16, and it comes out as 3, and there comes out as 4. So this is 4 means this is 310, sorry, not 410, it is 310 divided by 3. So 310 divided by 3, that would be, you can say 103.33 nanometer, or you can approximately go for 1035 angstrom. Go for option A in this particular case. Particle of 2 kg was initially at rest. Force starts acting on it one direction whose magnitude changes with time. The ft graph is shown. Find the velocity at the end of 10 seconds. So what you will have, just it is started from rest. So it is the area gives you the change in momentum. Delta p will give you mv minus u, and that area, if you calculate, this one is 10 into 220, this is 10, this is 20, and this is 20 plus 10, that will overall be 30, and this last area is 20 into 480 by 2, that is 40. So overall 40, 70, 90, 100, so that is 100. So v comes out as 100 by 2 because initially it has rest. 50 meter per second. Go for option B in this case. Next one. Two masses A and B connected with an inextensible string of length L lies on a smooth horizontal plane. A is given a velocity of v meter per second along the ground perpendicular to line AB as shown in figure. Find the tension in the string during their subsequent motion. You need to find it out. So first of all, what will have, you have given it a velocity v as shown in the figure. So this m and 2m is given. So first of all, I can find out what would be the velocity of cm. Cm will be somewhere here. So the velocity of the cm, I can make it out, would be 2m times v upon 3m, that is 2v by 3. So this comes out as 2v by 3. Now the tension, or we can directly make it out. This distance would be 1/3 and this distance would be 2/3. You can make it out. So what I can say, this is a vcm is a 2v by 3. So in frame of cm, in c frame, both will move with the velocity. We can say with the velocity, if you will find out this velocity, it will move with the velocity v by 3. So tension would be, this would be a perpendicular velocity and it would be rotating in c frame. So in the c frame, this tension would be equal to 2m into v. V would be v by 3 whole square upon r. R is L by 3. So what you have now, you have 2m v square by 9 divided by L by 3, that is 2m v square by 3L. That is what you can write here. That would be the value of the tension. So it is standard case of this translational cum rotational motion and how you analyze it. Particle performs uniform circular motion, has uniform, so radial velocity, radial acceleration, radial velocity transfers acceleration, transfers velocity, and radial acceleration. This is the answer. Velocity is tangential and area is along the radial vector. Acceleration is also is along the radial vector. Go for option C. The material. Question 6. The material suitable for making electromagnet should have. Now this question always gives a headache because some books give this answer, some books give this answer. I'll go with this because your NCERT says electromagnet should have low retentivity, low coercivity. I'll go with option B, not the C, though many places you will find it at C, and NT has also given it as C. Next, the light bulbs A and B in the following circuits are identical when the switch is closed. Okay, so when the switch is open, we know both will be glowing with the same power. You can do it, let's say if I put it at 0 volt, this is as 12 volt and this is as 24 volt, so we can say clearly drop would be half and half, so it would be 12 and 12 because they are identical, we are assuming. Now when you put a battery here also, this is again 12, so when you close the switch, effectively both points are at the same potential, so nothing will change and the intensity of both will remain the same. There would be no extra current or something would be flowing through this, so nothing is going to change here. Next, battery of internal resistance 4 ohm is connected to a network of resistances in order that the maximum power can be delivered the value of R. So what we can say, so to deliver the maximum power, and frankly this question last night I taught to my students of class 12. So for maximum power, R of the circuit should match the internal resistance of the battery, and here you will see this is 2R, this is 2R, this is a balanced Wheatstone bridge 1:2, 1:2, so 6R will cancel up, so R and 2R will become 3R, 2R and 4R will become 6R, and 6R and 3R in parallel, so they will become 2R, and 2R should be equal to small r, so the capital R should be R by 2, that is 2 ohms. So go for this option B here. Next one, 3 non-conducting large parallel plates have surface charge densities sigma -2 sigma 4 sigma, the field at point P. Because they are non-conducting, the field is sigma by 2 epsilon naught. For the first one, the field would be towards right, for the second it would be towards left, for the third it would be towards right. So we can write the field would be E1 plus E3, that is 5 sigma plus 4 sigma, 5 sigma by 2 epsilon naught, minus 2 sigma by 2 epsilon naught, that is 3 sigma by 2 epsilon naught towards right. Go for option C in this particular case. Very long uniformly charged rod falls with constant velocity through the center of circular loop, then the magnitude of the induced EMF in the loop is, so what we will see, long uniformly charged rod falls with constant velocity through the center of a circular loop. So what we can make it out, as charged rod is moving with a uniform velocity here, so magnetic field that it will be creating would be a uniform field. Because of this infinite nature, the flux won't change through the loop. So if the flux is not going to change through the loop, if flux is not going to change, it is going to be 0. And if I tell you, let's say this, I take it as infinite wire, its field lines are like this, so you can make it out the flux is effectively 0 because the field is in the plane and area vector would be normal to its flux is 0, and that will remain 0, no change in the flux, so answer will be 0 here. Uniform but time varying magnetic field exists in the cylindrical region directed into the paper. If the field decreases with time and a positive charge placed at any point inside the region, then it moves. So field is decreasing, so the electric field lines would be circular but would be in this sense, because it is decreasing to support, it would be in a clockwise sense. So if I place it here, so clockwise sense, so positive charge will experience a force along the direction of field, that is along 4. You can directly make it out. If it would have been an electron, it would have experienced along 3. The figure shows 3 circular arcs, each of the radii r, and total charge as indicated q, 3q minus 2q. Then its potential, because all points are at the same distance, I can directly say total potential is total charge at the same distance, which is 4q minus 2q, 2q upon gap is r. No need to check angle and anything, so it is 2kq by r, that is you can write it as q upon 2 pi epsilon naught r. So that's an easy one. Potential is asked. Field calculation might have been difficult, but potential is easy. Next, average density of the earth is going to be, so what we write, we taking earth to be a uniform sphere, we generally write g is 4 by 3 pi g rho r. So that means if this, I can take it as average one, so g is directly proportional to this average density, so go for option C in this case. 2 identical blocks mass m is suspended from a beam balance whose scale span differ in vertical height by h, which is much lesser than r. If r and rho are the radius and density of the earth, then the error in the weighing is going to be, so what is going to be the error in the weighing? So here what we are going to take, what would be the error that is going to come here? So this weight, let's say I can write it as some let's say W2, and I can write it as W1. So the difference that I will get in the weights would be W2 minus W1. Let's say it has above the surface its height is H2, and above the surface let's say its height is H1. So W2 would be equal to, as you know, that would be equal to M, and the G at here would be 1 minus 2H2 by R to R, and here it would be Mg 1 minus what we can write 2H1 by R. So if I do that subtraction, what we will have Mg, we will have this 2H1 minus 2H2 by R thing, and this H1 minus H2 is given as R, so it is 2mgh by R. And if I write it as a small g, so small g, if I have to write small g, I can write it as what we can write mg, g is 4 by 3 pi g rho R into h upon R thing you can write. So as per this comes out as, if I do this, this is 8 pi by 3 I am getting, R and R is getting cancelled, and this is M and M G, and that is H. So what we are left with, so this is I think and rho also, so this is option B that is matching up the closest that I'll write. Next, the spectral emissive power E lambda for a body at temperature T1 is plotted against the wavelength and area is A. At a temperature T2 the area is 9A. So area is basically the total energy emitted, and that is proportional to T to the power 4, you know. So if the area becomes 9 times A, that means T1 to the power T2 to the power 4 is 9 times T1 to the power 4. So T2 I can write it as 3 to the power 1 by 2 times T1. Now what would be lambda 1 lambda 2? You know lambda 1 T1 is lambda 2 T2. So lambda 1 by lambda 2 is T2 by T1, T2 by T1. If you have to do, this is root of 3. So go for option D. That's a very commonly asked question. 916 right area is given here. Engineer claims to have made an engine delivering 10 kilowatt power with a fuel consumption of 1 gram per second. Calorific value is 2 kilogram per gram. The claim of the engineer is, so first of all, what is the input that is given to you? It power input would be 1 gram per second into 2 kilocalories per gram, that is 2 kilocalories per second, or you can write it as 2 into 4.2 kilojoule per second, or kilowatt, that is 8.4. So if input power fed is 8.4, how can it give 10? So it is not going to be a valid one, it's a fraud. Next, PV diagram of an ideal gas as shown in figure. Work done by the gas in the process ABCD is. So work done, A to B would be negative, B to C is 0, C to D is positive. So overall you will have this area as a positive work. So this area you can make it out from here. This is 2 V naught into P naught, that is 2 P naught V naught, and this would be P naught V naught. So it would be 3 P naught V naught. Go for option C. So the work done is going to be 3 P naught V naught. Next one. Magnetic dipole is under the influence of two magnetic field. The angle between the field direction is 60 and one of the field has this magnitude. If the dipole comes to stable equilibrium at angle of 15 with this field, so what we can say, the torque due to this field would be mu b1 into sine 15, and due to other would be mu b2 into sine of 45. So the value of the b2 would be b1 sine 15 upon sine 45. Now this is not going to be a good one for you. It is 1.2 into 10 to the power minus 2 into sine 15 by sine 45. I don't know how many of the bio students can recall the value of sine 15, but whatever we can do, let me do a rough estimate. Sine 15 by sine 45 if I have to do. So it is not going to be much lesser, and it is definitely not going to be 10 to the power 3. It would be lesser than this. So, and 10 to the power minus 4 would be too much. So I will have to check for out A and C. Now what is the value of sine 15 and what is the value of the sine 45? You should be knowing, or you should be given. So I am assuming you don't know, because I know you don't know this value. Now how you can find out this value, it's up to you how you can find it out. One thing is sine theta can be written as theta up to 15-20 degrees. So if I write it as theta, that is 15 upon in radian, sine theta would be theta. So 15 degree if I convert into radian, that would be pi upon 180, and sine 45 you know is 1 by root 2. So if I do this, this is 15, this is 12. So what we are left with, 1.2 into root 2 into 3.14 into 10 to the power minus 2, divided by 12. So what we have left now, 3.4 into 1.2 into root 2. So 3.14, sorry. So 12 fours are 48, 12 ones are 12, 16, 12 threes are 36, 3.768 by 12 into root 2, 1.414 into 10 to the power minus 2. So what I can do, it is 3.768 into, I can write it as 14.14 by 12 and let it be 10 to the power minus 3. So if I do this, will come out as, let's say in the 12 table it would be 0.3, 16, 1, 48, 4. So 14 into 0.3, that is 4.2, so it would be 4.4 closer, it's not 4.8. So I can make it out like this. Now it depends on you if you know the value or not, otherwise it would be tough for you. So this becomes tough because of calculation, not because of concept. Electron is entering field normally with a velocity 4 in 10 to power 7 meter per second, travels a distance 0.1 meter in electric field of this intensity. What is the deviation from the path? Okay, it is normally with a velocity, travels a distance 0.1 meter in the electric field of intensity. This, what would be the deviation from its path? So it is coming like this, and let's say electric field is like this. So it will be deflected upwards and it will, let's say, go like this. So you have to find this deviation, let's say this y. So y unit we can say is half at square because nothing was in y, and acceleration would be electron 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 into 3200 divided by mass, which is 9 into 10 to the power minus 31 into t, distance is 0.1. So the time taken would be 0.1 upon 4 into 10 to the power 7 whole square. So y would be half, I can make it out, 32 into 1.6, this is 19, 12, 14 by 9, and this would be 10 to the power minus 8, so 10 to the power minus 16 by 16. So it is 10 to the power minus 2, this becomes 0.1, this is 0.1, and into 32 by 18 we will get. So what we are left with, this is 10 to the power minus 3 into 32 by 18. So it would be 1.76, that would be the answer in mm. I can go for option A here. So you can write it as 1.76 millimeters. Next one, body falls freely for 10 seconds. Its average velocity during the journey is, because it is uniformly accelerated, we can write V average as u plus v by 2. Initial is 0. After 10 seconds it would be g into 10 by 2. So it is 5g. 5g means 50 meter per second. Go for option C here. Next one, ball is projected from a certain point on the surface of a planet at certain angle with the horizontal surface. The horizontal and vertical displacement are like this. The maximum height attained by the ball is, so maximum height attained by the ball is going to be, so what I can make it out, y I can write it as 10, t I can write it as x upon 10 root 3, and okay, maximum height you have to find, okay, not the maximum range. For range we would have done like this. So for the maximum height thing, what we can say, maximum height would be maximum when dy by dt you can say will be 0. dy by dt will be 0, that means 10 minus 2t is equal to 0, so that is t is equal to 5 seconds. So t is equal to 5 seconds, so y would be 50 minus 25, so it is going to be 25 meter. That is going to be the maximum height. Go for option D here. Next, two blocks of masses 4 kg and 2 kg are connected by the ends of a string which passes over a massless frictionless pulley. The total downward thrust on the pulley is nearly, so in this case you can directly make it out. Total downward thrust would be 2t, and 2t you directly write in this such cases. Tension is 2m1 m2g, if you remember, or you can solve it out, 2m1 m2g upon m1 plus m2. So what I can do, 4 times m1 m2, that is 4 into 2, 4 plus 2 is 6 into 10. So whatever you are left with, this is 3, this is 12 by 3, sorry 16 by 3, 160 by 3. So it would be 160 by 3, 160 by 3 is approximately 53, 54 Newton. That you will go for option D in this case. B, sorry. In the figure shown, the velocity of the lift is 2 meter per second upwards while the string is winding on the motor shaft with velocity 2 meter per second, and the block A is moving downwards with a velocity of 2 meter per second. Find out the velocity of B. Okay. String is winding on the shaft with velocity 2. Block A is moving downwards with a velocity of 2. So it is going with 2, and 2 is string is also wrapping up. So effectively we have to go with a speed. You can make it out. So if lift was stationary, we would have been going with speed 4, but here it is not stationary. So this is going at 4 in frame of lift, and because lift is going upwards with 2, so you need that 2 and 2, 4 meter per second to be supplied here for pulley to be going up. So 4 for this, 4 for this, so it has to be going with a speed of 8 meter per second. You can directly make it out. So that would be the answer here. You can go by this analogy. Again, it's not easy for a NEET student, I can say. The activity of a radioactive sample is measured as n naught per minute at 0 and not by E at 5 minutes, the time at which reactivity reduces to half its value. Again, this is the question I have taken in that revision video. So it becomes 1 by E in 5 minutes. That means the mean life is 5 minutes. So half life would be, you can directly say, is tau ln2, that is 5 ln2, 5 ln2 means this would be 5 log base E2. So this is option D here. That would be the answer. Next one. Radioactive sample having the activity A1 has twice the number of nuclei as S2 having A2. If A2 is twice of A1, the ratio of half-life of S1 to half-life of S2. Again, a very common question. So A2 is twice of A1, that is the given. A2 would be, you can say, lambda 2 into N2, and it is lambda 1 into N1. Now what is given? The number of has activity as twice the number of nuclei as S2. So N1 is twice of N2, so it becomes 4 lambda 1 N2, lambda 2 N2, N2 goes. So lambda 2 by lambda 1 is 4:1, and that is inverse of half life, you know, that is T1 half upon T2 half is 4:1. Go for option A here. Next one. Point mass M is suspended at the end of a massless wire of length L cross sectional area A. Y is the Young's modulus, the frequency of oscillation, you can say we'll treat it as a spring, and time period is 2 pi root m by k, and k equivalent you say for a wire is AY by L. So just to do it, k put as AY by L. Go for option B. That's an easy one that is being repeated many times, but this is a time period, sorry. And what we are asked with the frequency, sorry, so don't do this mistake. It would be 1 by 2 pi root of AY upon ML. So it would be A not B. B would be for time period. Next. Two particles are executing SHM of the same amplitude A and frequency omega along the x-axis. Their mean positions are separated by distance x0 greater than A. If the maximum separation is x0 plus A, the phase difference between their motion is. This is a very good question, and this has again come before also, but I'll again explain you. We have two particles whose mean position are separated by distances x0, and the maximum separation between them is x0 plus A. So let it be x equal to 0 and let it be x equal to x0. So what I can say, for the first particle, let's say its motion is A sin omega t, because position is x1 minus the mean position, what you write it as, displacement is x1 minus 0. For second it would be x2 minus x0, that is given as A sin omega t plus phi. Let phi be the phase difference. So the maximum gap between them at any instant x2 minus x1 would be A common sin of omega t plus phi minus sin of omega t you have. So if you do this sin A minus sin B, it would be 2 sin of A minus B by 2, that would be equal to sin of phi by 2 into cos of A plus B by 2, that is omega t plus phi by 2. So this is the gap, and this gap should be less than equal to, you can say, that is x0 plus A, and I have mistaken it, this should be plus x0 also, I missed that x0. Okay, so x0 plus 2A sin phi by 2 upon cos into omega t plus phi by 2 should be less than this. So what we can have, this term will vary from minus 1 to 1. So in the limiting case, the maximum value we can have is 2A sin phi by 2, and that should be equal to A, and that means sin phi by 2 from here comes out as 1 by 2, and we know that is 1 by 2 for pi by 6. That means the phi should be equal to pi by 3. Go for option A in this particular case. That is going to be the answer. Don't try to judge it by approximation, do it mathematically, then only you will get the answer. The speed of light in vacuum is, that's nothing for me to answer, you all know. Frequencies of various radiations are given. Which of the following is true? You know, UV will have maximum and radio will have the least. So what we will have, this is the one we are looking for. An incompressible non-viscous fluid flows steady through a cylindrical pipe whose radius has a radius 2r at a point A and radius r at point B. Farther along the flow direction, the velocity at A is v, the velocity at B will be. So using continuity of equation, we can say in the first case, pi into 2r square would be the area into v would be equal to pi into r square into v dash. So clear cut v dash will become 4 times v. So it would be option B, area 1/4, so speed will become 4 times. Energy per unit volume in a stretched wire is half stress into strain, that is go for option D. Two mirrors are inclined at theta shown in the diagram. Light ray is incident parallel to one of the mirror. The ray will start retracting its path after third reflection. Now the ray always retraces its path when it falls normally. So after third reflection it should fall normally. At the third reflection it should fall normally. So let's say it comes like this. Let's say it comes like this. I don't know if it is parallel to one of the diagram. Okay, so it comes like this. So what we can say, this angle we can make it out as theta, and this would be theta, so we can make it out, it will go here at an angle theta like this. This would be at an angle theta here. So if I do this, this angle is theta that is being given to you, and now this would be the second reflection that we would be talking about, and the third one will be like this, and we know this angle would be 90. Because this angle would be 90, I can make it out, this is 90 minus theta, so this will be theta, so this will be theta, you can make it out. So this angle is going to be theta, and that is one more thing that you have. And now what we are left with, yes, look at this triangle, let me call it ABP. So in this triangle ABP, this angle is 90, the remaining angle is theta, plus this would be 2 theta, and that is 90 degree. That means theta should be equal to 30 degree. So you have this, it goes like this, it goes like this, because it is normally it is reflected, and from optical reversibility it retraces its path. So go for option theta equals to 30 degree here. Ray of light traveling through a rarer medium is incident at a very small angle I on a glass slab, and after refraction its velocity is reduced by 20%. The angle of deviation is, okay, so velocity is reduced by 20%. So it was in a rarer medium, and now it enters into what we can say into a glass slab. Okay, so what would be the deviation here? The velocity is reduced by 20%, you are writing. So because angle is small, what we can directly say, for small angle we can say n of rarer into I would be equal to n of denser into R. So because the denser will be having more n, so the deviation you can directly make it out as I minus R. Deviation you will write it as I minus R, and I minus R, if I have to do, I can say it would be I minus R would be n rarer upon n denser into I. And because the velocity is reduced by 20%, so velocity is reduced by 20%, this means if in the rarer it was V, in the denser it is 4V by 5. So if I do this ratio nr upon nd, that would be reversed, so it would be 4 by 5, I can make it out. So it is I minus 4 by 5 I, that is 1 by 5 I, you can make it out. Deviation would be, go for option B in this case. That small angle is a big hint. The figure shows a smooth inclined plane theta fixed in a car. Sphere is set in pure rolling on the incline. For what value of acceleration of the car in the horizontal direction, the sphere will continue the pure rolling. So for it to continue the pure rolling, we can again say its acceleration must be balanced out, or you can have, like, say, what happens when it accelerates? We'll apply a pseudo force ma naught or ma, what you will write, it would be mg here. So in this case, what you want to continue the pure rolling, so about this point we need that torque should be, you can say the torque must be balanced, you can have, that would be the best case. So if we like the option, we can make it out. So if both these components along the incline are equal, that means mg sin theta is managing ma cos theta, so that we can clearly make it out. It won't accelerate, it won't be any torque generated, so it will continue pure rolling without any change in angular or linear speed. So acceleration should be g tan theta. So this option is there, so go for option D in this case. Next one, disk has mass m, radius r. How much tangential force should be applied to the rim so that it rotates with angular velocity omega in time t? So what is angular momentum change? Angular momentum change would be I omega by t delta L by delta t if I do, and torque is like this. So I omega is mr square by 2, so mr square by 2 omega t, and tau is, you can write it as f into r, so that is mr square omega by 2t. So you have this mr omega by 2t. Go for option B, that would be the force in this particular case. Next one, the 6 volt Zener diode shown in the figure has negligible resistance and a knee current of 5 milliampere. The minimum value of R, so that the current across it doesn't fall below, the voltage across it doesn't fall below 6 volt. So it doesn't fall below 6 volt. So what we have, if it is in the limiting case it is 6, it would be 4. 4 means this value, the current would be 4 by 50. 4 by 50, you can make it out as 1 upon 12.5, or you can directly write it as 4000 by 15 milliampere. 4000 by 15 milliampere is 80 milliampere, and you have this knee condition. Let's say in the limiting case 5 milliampere flows here, and it would be 75 milliamperes, and the drop would be 6 volt. So the resistance would be 6 volt upon 75 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is 10 to the power 3. So it is 6000 by 75. So if I do this 75, it would be 8 is 600, it would be 80. So the value of resistance comes out as 80 ohms. Directly you can make it out. Nice question. Circuit is equivalent to. So how it is equivalent to? What we can do, just go by the truth table. Shunya shunya, first of all 0 0. So 0, and this is 1, this is 0, 1 and 0, this is AND gate, would be 0, 0 and 0 will give us 0. So 0 0 will give 0, so it won't be NOT, it won't be NAND for sure. Now, so it would be either or AND, so just check for 0 and 1. So let me check for 0 and 1. So it becomes 1 and 1, 1 and 1 will become 1, and it will become 1. So 0 1 will giving me 1, so it would be OR gate, not an AND gate. That much is sufficient to answer. Metal ball of area, temperature, surrounded by a vessel. If the emissivity is 0.4, then the rate of loss, H loss, would be sigma EA T to the power 4 minus TS to the power 4. So what is sigma? 5.67 into 10 to the power minus 8. E is 0.4, area is 200 into 10 to the power minus 4, and if I do this 527 is plus 273, that is 800, and that is 300. So it is going to be a tough calculation, but it would be, let's say 10 to the power 8, I can take it out, so it would be cancelling up. 5.67 into 0.4 into, I can write it as 2 into 10 to the power minus 2, it would be 8 to the power 4 minus 3 to the power 4 that we are left with. So it is 5.67 into 0.8 into 10 to the power minus 2, 8 to the power 4, that is 64 into 64 minus 81, you can make it out. So it is 5.687 is 56, 8 6 48 and 5, that is 53, 40, 45.3, so that is 4.536 into 10 to the power minus 2. 64 4 if I do, this is 256, 64 6 would be 360, 384, 384 and 25 would be 384, and 25 would be 4096 minus 81. So what we have, 4.536 into 10 to the power minus 2, approximate I can take it as 4000. So this 2 will cancel up, so 40 into 4, that would be 160, and it would be 180. Okay, 0.536, we have to be careful. Let me check it. So 40 into 4.536, let me try it. So 4 6 are 24, 4 3 are 12, 14, 21, for this is 18, so 181.44, so 182. What would be the most appropriate one? Go for option C here. Energy per unit volume, that is energy density. So energy per unit volume, how can you write it as? So you know, energy stored per unit volume, that you write is half stress into strain, that we did in one of the question in this paper also. Strain at a dimensionless, stress at a dimension of pressure, so it would be pressure, that would be the answer here. Next one. NYDSE and interference pattern, the second minimum is observed exactly in front of one slit. The distance between the slit is small d, and the distance between source and the slit is capital D. The wavelength of the light source would be, so what we write, d sin theta for the second minimum would be, you can say it 1.5 lambda, you can make it out. So sin theta comes out as 1.5 lambda by d, and taking it to small, it would be, the y would be d by 2 divided by capital D. So d square becomes 3 lambda d. That is the answer that we are getting. So lambda would be d square by 3d. Go for option C in this case. If the fringe width obtained is 1.33 mm and immersing the whole setup in water, the new fringe width. So fringe width beta is lambda d by d. So lambda becomes lambda by n. So beta will also become beta by n. So it will become 1.0 mm. Directly you can make it out. So fringe width also reduce. Closed organ pipe of length L by 4 is in resonance with a tuning fork. If a hole is made in the pipe at a distance L by 4 from closed end, it will be in resonance again when tuning fork is replaced by another of high frequency, lower frequency, same, or will never resonate with any tuning fork. So it's an interesting one. So here what we can do, we have what we have done, we have from the closed end, we have made a pipe, the hole at L by 4 here. This is the hole. So effectively this above one will be a open pipe, and this one will be a closed pipe. So for open pipe, the resonance length, we have this length as 3L by 4, this length is L by 4. Its resonance frequency for open pipe would be NV by 2L. So N1 V by 2L means 3L by 2. And here you will have 2 N2 plus 1 into V by 4L. 4L means it would be L. So if I make it out, it would be N1 upon 2 N2 plus 1. If I do, would be equal to what we will have. It would be we can do it would be 3 by 2 sort of thing. So which is never a feasible value in this particular case, because this will be an odd number, so it cannot be this ratio, so it will never be resonate with the tuning fork. Here the condition for exciting both or let it won't be feasible in this particular case you can have. Now a 5.5 meter long string has a mass of this. If the tension in the string is 75, the speed of the wave direct root T by mu you can break it out. Mass is 0.035, length is 5.5, so it is 77 into let's say 55 and it is 0.35, so it is 0.07 and it is 11, so 11 I can take it out, it would be 7 upon 0.07, so it would be 100, so it is 110. So go for option A in this case. Next one, particle of mass m is moving in a circular path of radius r such that centripetal acceleration varies with time like this. So power delivered is AC, you know, is v square by r, that is k square r t square. This is a very famous question you must have done. V square is k square r square t square, so magnitude of v is k r t, and we know the power is ftv. Tangential force delivers power, which is m at into v, and at is simple dv by dt. Speed derivative that would be kr, and v is krt. So it is m k square r square t. Go for option B in this particular case. Last, running man has the same kinetic energy as that of a boy, half of its mass. This is a very famous question. The man speed ups by 2 and the boy changes the speed by x, so that the kinetic energies of both are again equal. Then the x in meter per second is. So running man has the same kinetic energy as the boy of half his mass. So this is half m v of men square is equal to half m into v of boy square, and v of the mass of boy is m by 2 you are given. So first of all, what we can say, v of boy square must be equal to 2vm square. Now the man speeds up by 2, so man speeds up by 2, that is vm plus 2 whole square, and the boy changes by x, so vb plus x whole square, both are again equal. So again what you have, vb plus x whole square is equal to twice of vm plus 2 whole square. So now what would be the value of the x in this particular case? So now how you can make it out, how you can solve it out? So for solving it, what we can say, from here we can say velocity of boy is root 2 vm. So root 2 vm plus x whole square is 2 vm plus 2 whole square, that is what you will have here. So now squaring it up, what you will have now, so take the root on both the sides, so root 2 vm plus x is root 2 times, now you have vm plus 2, that is what you will have. So root 2 vm goes, x is equal to 2 root 2, that is simplified. Go for option B here. So again, this paper was not an easy one for a NEET student. Thanks for watching.